Hi, everybody. So my name is Chris Whitehead, and I'm a program manager for the Marketplace Fast Track team in Microsoft. So for this session, we're going to cover managing your listings from start to finish. So with that, let's get started. Before we specifically talk about multi-party private offers, let's first understand how private offers work in the large. To publish a private offer, we first must have an existing public offer. So we can see in our example here, we've got 3 plans. We've got the basic, standard, and enterprise, which are attached to our public offer. Now, the goal is to create a private offer for a specific customer to purchase. So the basic plan for our private offer is a direct map to the existing basic plan. The custom pricing is then applied on the private offer side, which only the specific customer will obviously see. Now, we can extend this model further, where a private offer can contain multiple plans from a corresponding public offer. It can actually also contain multiple plans associated to different public offers. Now, in this example, we can see that we have the enterprise plan from our standard offer B associated to our private offer. However, we also want to attach the basic plan from standard offer A to our private offer. So in summary, private offers may contain multiple plans from one or more public offers. It's also worth noting that actually the private offers may actually be of different types. So for example, our standard offer A may be of type SaaS, and our standard offer B may be of type virtual machine. So actually this has provided us the ability to offer multiple solutions or products within a single private offer. Now, there are many attributes to private offers that you'll want to consider. I'm not going to go through all of these. However, a few call-outs for you. As we've seen, they must depend on an existing public offer and the plans. They can support custom terms and conditions per customer, and they will be available within 15 minutes after creation. The pricing of the private offer can be either absolute or percentage discount. And it's also worth noting that they can be applied to previous purchase offers or subscriptions. Okay, so we now have an understanding of private offers and how they're constructed. So let's now take a look at multi-party private offers, or MPOs. We've seen how the private offer is constructed from one or more existing public offers in the plans. This is the responsibility of the ISV. However, rather than the ISV sending their private offer directly to a customer, under the MPO, the offer is first sent to a designated channel partner. Now, this partner will supplement the private offer in terms of its pricing, i.e. adding their margin, and maybe uploading additional terms and conditions, etc. And we'll see this a bit later in this session. Now, once complete, the partner sends the private offer to the customer for them to accept and then purchase. Okay, so let's now take a quick look at the MPO deal flow, which also includes the payout. So we know the ISV creates the private offer as described previously and includes the channel partner. Now the partner extends the offer, adding their margin, T's and C's, etc. Then through the Microsoft commercial marketplace, the customer reviews that offer and completes a 2-stage process. The first being accepting it and the second being purchasing it. Now, once the customer completes the purchase, Microsoft pays the ISV and the respective partner in accordance with the payout schedule. And we'll take a look at the payout schedule at the end of this session. The partner receives their margin and the ISV receives their payment minus the 3% agent fee. Okay, so we now understand the MPO deal flow. So let's now take an end-to-end walkthrough in relation to each of the personas involved. Firstly, the ISV, then we'll go to the partner, and then finally we'll take a look at the customer experience. So here we are in Partner Center, logged in as the ISV. We start by selecting the marketplace offers. Selecting private offers and then multi-party will list the ISV's existing offers and also give them the ability to create a new one. As you can see, the new private offer has been assigned a unique offer ID. Now, firstly, the ISV must enter the customer's billing information. This is how we associate it to the customer. Now, this will differ depending on the customer's billing account configuration, i.e., does the customer have an enterprise agreement or do they have a Microsoft customer agreement? The customer's billing account ID is then entered. Next, we want to attach the channel partner. So this is added to the offer by entering a unique seller ID. Now, please note that only one partner can be added to the private offer. Next, let's move on to the customer terms. So the customer terms start date can either have an accepted or a specific future month. In our particular example, we can see that the accepted date has been selected. So this means that once the private offer has been accepted by the customer, it becomes available to purchase. Now, please recall the two-stage process that we mentioned earlier. The customers first accept the offer and then purchase the offer. Next, an end date is entered to provide a required period that this private offer is going to be available. And also an accept by date is entered, which ensures that the customer has a specific date by which this offer must be accepted. If it's not accepted by this date, then the offer will expire. Okay, next on to customer terms and conditions. So here the ISV can attach specific T's and C's for their customer by uploading a PDF document and giving it a name. The ISV can actually upload multiple documents, but please keep in mind that the partner may also want to upload their specific T's and C's to this offer. And again, we'll look at this in the next section. Now, up to 5 notification contacts, which are internal to the ISV, can be added to this offer. Now, these contacts will be notified of changes to the offer status, such as when it's accepted, when it's purchased, or even if the offer actually expires. As we've previously seen, the ISV needs to base this private offer on an existing public offer together with its plans. So to configure the private offer, the ISV adds one or more existing public offers by selecting Add Offer. First, the pricing type is configured. Now, this will either be an absolute or a discounted. An absolute price will basically override the existing price in the public offer, and a discounted price will provide a percentage discount which will be set against the existing price. And from the list of the public offers, the ISV can then go ahead and select the ones that they wish to make available in this particular private offer to the customer. Okay, once the public offer has been added, the ISV can go ahead and configure the price. Now, this will either be the absolute price or the discounted price, depending on what was previously selected. Now, this will be visible to the partner also. There's also a sales note, which is basically where the ISV can enter additional notes related to the partner or the customer. This is only visible to the ISV and really there for reporting purposes. And finally, with the private offer complete, the review submit buttons can be selected. Upon successful submission, the private offers list screen will provide us with a status for the offer. So we can see here in our particular example that the status is pending partner action. Now, this means that the offer is now visible to the ISV's partner, awaiting them to action it, which we'll now walk through in the next section. Okay, so here we are back in Partner Center, but this time we're going to be logged in as the partner. Again, selecting Marketplace Offers. And under Private Offers and Multi-Party, the partner can see the private offer that the ISV has now been recently made available to them. We can see that its status is pending partner action. Now, selecting it, the partner can review the information entered by the ISV. Most of the information is going to be read-only and so can't be changed by the partner. However, the partner can start by first reviewing the customer's billing account details. They can also review the customer terms, such as the offer, the start, and the end dates. In addition to the customer T's and C's that have already been included by the ISV, the partner can include their additional T's and C's specific to them and the customer. Now, it's worth noting that the ISV and the partner can upload a combined total of 5 PDF documents. Okay, in the same way the ISV added their notification contacts, the partner can also add theirs. Now, these are internal to the partner, meaning that they will also receive the notifications in line with the offer status changes that I mentioned earlier. And next, the partner can specify who this offer is being prepared by. And this information will be visible to the customer. And it provides them with a point of contact during the acceptance stage, should they have any questions regarding this particular private offer. And finally, the partner can see the offer configured by the ISV together with the price information. Now, a percentage increase, i.e. their margin, can be entered by the partner, which is then passed on to the customer. Again, an internal sales note is available to the partner, allowing them to add any additional information. And again, this text is only visible to the partner, it's not the customer. And once everything's complete, the partner can select Save, Review, and Submit. Now, the offer will initially show a status of in progress. However, within 15 minutes, the status will change to pending acceptance, as can be seen in our example here. Now, the partner can now go ahead and copy the link and send it to the customer for them to review, accept, and purchase the offer. And we'll see this process in the next section. Okay, before we actually walk through the customer acceptance and purchase experience, let's first understand the steps required by the customer to take advantage of the private offer. So the customer might have received an email from the partner which includes the link to the private offer. Alternatively, once the partner confirms that the private offer has been created, the customer can find it directly under private offer management in the marketplace. And once the customer has access to the private offer, the first step they have to do is accept it. And this is acknowledging that the customer agrees to purchase the private offer, but is not the actual process of purchasing and therefore deploying the solution. Finally, once the customer has accepted the offer, they can then go ahead and purchase the offer. Now, accepting and purchasing the private offer may be done by the same person, but often more than one person is involved. It's therefore important to understand the required permissions to do so. To accept the offer, the person must have either the admin rights on the enterprise agreement, or they must be the billing account owner on the Microsoft customer agreement. And to purchase the offer, the person must have either owner or contributor rights on the Azure subscription which is being used. So it's important that these required roles are in place before the acceptance process starts. As I say, one person can both accept and purchase the offer if they have all the permissions required to do so. Okay, with that, let's now take a look at how these steps are performed by the customer. First, the customer must accept their private offer, either by using the link that was sent to them by the partner or directly navigating to the private offer management under the marketplace. The customer can select View and Accept option. We can see in our particular example, the current status of our offer is pending. Now, the customer is presented with a page which details all the information that the offer contains. So let's take a quick look at some of the information we see here. First, we have the private offer term. Now, this outlines the start and end date of the offer, i.e. the purchase period. Next, we have the private offer details. So this outlines the period the offer is valid, i.e. the acceptance date. After this date, the offer will no longer be available. For any questions the customer may have, they can reach out directly to the person, i.e. the partner, who prepared this particular private offer for them. We can also see the products which make up this offer are listed, and in our particular example, we only have one present. The customer could also able to view the T's and C's that are being provided by both the ISV and the partner. And if everything's in order, the customer can select Accept Private Offer to go ahead and accept it. Okay, once the acceptance process is complete, the customer is taken back to the private offer management. We can now see the status of our offer is showing as accepted. So the customer is now ready to purchase the offer. Remember, this may actually be the same person who's just accepted, or it may be someone different depending on the permissions. The purchase process looks a lot like deploying any other service in Azure, so it should feel familiar to the customer. The relevant subscription and resource group are entered. A name for the resource is given, and the customer can choose their desired billing term. In our particular example, you can see we've got a 1 year or a 3 year term. The customer also can enable or disable recurring billing. Once everything's been entered, they can go ahead and select the review and subscribe. Now, if all the information entered by the customer is in order, they can then confirm by selecting subscribe to basically go ahead and purchase the offer. The subscription or the purchase process will show as in progress. And after the process is complete, the customer configures the account on the publisher's website. Now, this step is required in this particular example because we have an offer that has a SaaS solution. Once the account configuration is complete, the subscription is set to an active status, and at that point, billing will start. Okay, so we now have an understanding of the MPO deal flow process, which includes the ISV, the partner, and the customer. So let's now take a look at the payout schedules. The payout schedule will differ slightly depending on the customer's billing account configuration. As I say, do they have an enterprise agreement or do they have a Microsoft customer agreement that they're purchasing this offer under? And for each payout schedule, several dashboards can be used to help report on the overall MPO tracking. Now, when a customer purchases a product in the marketplace using their enterprise agreement, Microsoft issues payouts in the next payout cycle. This means that the payouts often occur before Microsoft collects payment from the customer, i.e. during month 2. Now, the example shown here is related to offers configured with a flat fee. For custom meter or usage-based offers, the payout will be sent on the 15th of the following month, which is actually month 3. So let's take a quick look at an example. Here, the customer purchases their offer on July the 23rd. The customer receives their invoice for the usage and the marketplace purchases between the 15th of August. And therefore, Microsoft issues the payout to the ISV and the partner on the 15th of August. The customer pays for their usage and marketplace charges based on their net payment terms. Now, when a customer purchases a marketplace offer under the Microsoft customer agreement, Microsoft issues the payments based on the usage or the subscription purchase cycle. Now, this means the payouts become eligible once Microsoft has collected payment from the customer, i.e. during month 4. Note how this differs from the EA model that we've just seen. And for custom meter or usage-based offers, the same payout schedule is used. So again, let's take a look at an example. Here we are in July. Customer purchases their offer on the 23rd. Now, the customer will receive the invoice for their usage and marketplace purchases on the 5th of August. Assuming the customer has a net 30 days payment term, the customer pays their invoice by September the 5th. And therefore, Microsoft issues the payout to the ISV and the partner on the 15th of October. Now, to help you understand the customer's agreement type, i.e. enterprise agreement or the Microsoft customer agreement, the private offer pre-check or the eligibility report, which is available in the Azure portal, is the best practice. And Darren will be covering this during his session later this afternoon. Now, Partner Center provides dashboards that help you analyze data related to your offers, your customers, your transactions, and other activities in the marketplace. You can also download these reports directly through the UI or via an API, should you be interested in doing further offline data analysis. Now, users with a developer or a manager role will have access to these marketplace dashboards, insights, and reports. And for MPO tracking, specific dashboards of interest will include the revenue, the orders, the usage, and the earnings. Okay, to summarize this session and provide you with some go-dos. Firstly, ensure that you understand private offers and the MPO deal flow. And I hope this session has given you a good foundation. Go ahead and educate your internal teams and indeed your customers regarding the MPO. and also assist your customers to fully utilize the benefits which private offers will bring to them. A quick reminder that this link that we have here is where you'll find the links to all the resources that are being shared with you today. Okay, with that, I'd like to say thank you very much for your time. Thank you.